Hi, welcome to Alex Rocks 2021. I'm Suzi Dhol.
Hey, I'm Marquis, and we're coming to you virtually from the Prince of Wales in St Kilda.
And who have we got on tonight?
We got Steve Lucas and Empirical Prey from Melbourne. The three of the guys are in, doing some unplugged.
It's the first time that we've had live music on the show. We're really excited about that, and we'll be bringing much more to you.
Yeah.
But right now, let's catch up with Empirical Prey.
Girl of a time where I'm here with you, turn like a wheel as you learn how to breathe again. Laying outside, reach to the sky, paints me out in the stars above you. Tears are streaming as you're dreaming. Hold me now, I need you with me. Don't give up now, I'll be here waiting. Looking down from the stars, yeah.
We're here with Empirical Prey, Melbourne five-piece band. Hey, Cail, Mark, Shane, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much for having us.
Welcome to Alex
Yeah.
Rocks.
Thank you.
Alex Rocks.
All right, yeah. Now, cool. How'd you guys, how did Empirical Prey come about, you know? Let us know the story.
Yeah, well, it was funny actually, Mark, through Shane, sort of got wind of me doing covers. I was like a session singer at that time, and heard me doing a couple of covers and got me in and sent me the tunes, and I said, yeah, I'm keen, I'll come down to the studio and we'll have a bit of a jam. We hadn't even really talked, but I'd planned to sit down and actually just record the track. I said, hey, just listen to me sing and we'll see how it goes, see if it fits. And basically we started playing this tune, and he sort of like fell in love with the project, and then I fell in love with the project, and everyone sort of jumped on, and it's sort of blossomed from there.
Just felt right, yeah.
Yeah, it just felt right,
So
yeah.
these session songs that made them interested, what were you singing?
Oh, I did like a cover of Titanium,
Yeah.
and stuff. Like I'd like to do, as a vocalist, I've always done every genre, because I love, like, I'd even do heavy metal, anything from heavy metal all the way to like acoustic guitar, because I just love the honesty and fragility of music as a whole. Yeah.
Yeah. Every genre.
Versatile. Yeah, you were telling me you're doing dance sessions, you were working with DJs, rap artists.
Yep.
And then you're nailing like metal, rock.
I'll tell you what, I've never felt more white than when I was doing backing vocals with a rapper from the US who was not white, and I've never felt so white in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can always get some sun.
Yeah. No, get skin cancer, yes.
Yeah, true.
Wear a hat. True. Only one without a hat.
Hey, well, it's great you guys, kicked out a couple of tunes for us.
But I think an exciting thing to come out of this that will happen is, like, there's going to be a big, massive resurgence in, like, live music, because people are just thriving for it. People need it, you know what I mean? And people have been stuck in, doing their thing. So, and it's also going to be a big opportunity for Australian bands to play big venues, because there's not going to be lots of international touring. So it's going to be big bands, a lot of support bands. It's going to be a good opportunity for the Aussie to play for Australians.
It's a double barrel thing.
We booked Wembley last week.
At the moment, it's this double barrel thing where you've got internationals can't come in and play those shows. So
when we say internationals too, Mark, people think big stadiums, but there was also a lot of
mid-level
Well, sure,
American
any
bands playing in
international
Northcote
band.
shows.
The Corner Hotel.
Corner Hotel.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all for us now.
You know, everyone knows that, you know, when someone comes in from overseas,
Yeah.
then they're, you know, you can be a small band in America, but you say you do some shows in Melbourne and Sydney or wherever, and, you know, there's that exotic value, you know. When you say an Aussie band goes over to Europe and they tour, I mean, you know, you're just perceived as something a little more exotic, something bigger. So it's a twin barrel attack here. We've got, so we haven't got internationals coming in. And at the same time, we've got a local demand, well, one, that can't leave the country, and two, that they're actually realising that, hey, we do have amazing live music here, and you will see mainstream radio picking up on this. In fact, I can see that happening a lot now.
Yeah, good point.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
You listen to stations like Triple M, who are really upping the game with airing local Australian music like I've never fucking heard before, and a lot of bands like Hoodoo Gurus bringing out new material, Midnight Oil bringing out new material, you know, Neil Finn, as well as a lot of new bands coming through as well. So,
And a lot of bands have utilised this opportunity and this lockdown period to actually hone their craft to a point, you know, with the production side of it and also to the live show side of it. So, like, you know, like the rehearsals and things are getting, like bands are getting ready to go out to like smash shows. Like, whereas maybe back in the day they're like, oh yeah, cool, we'll get some stuff together, you know, and rehearse a little bit. But now they actually haven't been able to play. So it's this thirst for live music, for playing live. Yeah. But there's also this real like honed skill that's happened with a lot of bands.
That piggybacks off the fact that we got a bit used to getting what we wanted as musos. So we'll get a show, we'll play there, we'll do this kind of thing, and then you take that away from it, and you're like, oh my god, it's gone now.
The same with their audiences.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing. It's like it's reignited that passion, and musos are like, hang on a second, what we had was amazing.
Yeah, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
You guys touched on something just before I wanted to add to about you know, the people at the front. I had a friend from France, she was here, and she said for her, I asked her why she went to every gig she could possibly go to, and she said music at a live gig every week for her is her medication.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great way to look at it. You know, she said she feels great after she sees a local
that's
gig.
If you go to a sporting event, you barrack for one team or another. So half the people go home sad and half the people go home happy. Go to a music gig, everyone goes home happy.
Yeah, it's true,
exactly.
and we don't
Well,
we don't kick a little ball around.
Hey, keep that off the set.
Hey, calm that foot down. Put it back on the floor. Put it back on the
bit more
floor.
skill involved, I think. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, no, everyone does go home.
well, you're
happy
sharing
from
the
a gig.
experience. Everyone in the room is sharing the same experience. There's not one side over here and one side over there, unless you're at a Kiss concert. But then that's
There is.
you guys will when there's the new single ready to roll.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you back on?
Get the,
Yeah, we love
get
to.
all,
That'd
get
be
the whole
great.
band in.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know?
Put hands up to the show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go to some unplugged Empirical Prey.
All right, rock
Rock
on.
and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
I'm sick of being stepped on, honey. I'm walking over cracks and read between the lines. So much heartbreak over sex and money. I've fallen for your shit now one too many times. I'm going alone. I can't face this on my own. Yeah, it's all that I know, but at least that's room for me to grow. Yeah, lonely. I'm down, but I'm not out. All I ever wanted was a fool, but I guess the joke's on me. All I ever needed was a dream, but you got me fast asleep. You got me, you got me, you got me dreaming. I'm sick of being stepped on, honey. I'm walking on cracks and read between the lines. So much heartbreak over sex and money. I've fallen for your shit now one dream, but you got me fast asleep. You caught me, you caught me, you caught me dreaming. You caught me, you caught me, you caught me dreaming. It's you. Dreaming. Caught between the right and wrong, the memories of once apart. I wish I may, I wish I might. Reality is far from life. I break over sex and money. I've fallen for your shit now. Too many times now. Too many times.
Hey Steve, this is the great Steve Lucas. He's from X, Bigger Than Jesus, and so many incarnations.
Oh yes, more lives than a cat.
Well, welcome to Alex Rock.
Okay, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, well, we try to come from a different venue every week, and so this week we're at the Prince.
Virtual Prince.
Yeah.
We had a huge show here, there.
Yeah.
I think we were on stage about 2 hours late, and there were so many people trying to get in. They had paddy wagons pulling up and dragging people away because there's a riot going on downstairs. It was packed and you couldn't move.
Is this X? Or?
This is X. Yeah, you couldn't move upstairs, and would not go on stage until someone gave him a joint. And you'd think in a room with like 1,000+ people, someone had a friggin'...
So who wouldn't go on stage?
Ian
Ryland. I was quite happy with a bottle of scotch and a bottle of vodka and a bottle of everything else, and Kathy was pretty happy with everything else, but...
well, there's only one in
Ian wanted
the
sneaky spliff.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
No.
And the gig, when we finally went on stage, it was great. I think we played till about 4 in the morning or something. It was good.
Breaking no rules, I'm sure.
No, only those that are meant to be.
Yeah.
So, you grew up New South Wales, Northern, Armidale, and then how did you get down from, like, you were working, tell us a bit about the young Steve Lucas.
Oh, well, I was born at a very early age, as I say. I was a Westie initially, but when I got kicked out of home when I was 16, so I was floating around, and I had a girlfriend who got into Teachers College in Armidale, which is up northern New South Wales. One day I went to visit my friend Ian Cray. He was in the original X, he was the original guitarist, and he wasn't home, and it started to rain, and I had no shoes on, and I was walking around a place in Sydney called Stanmore. And the only place that was open was a church. So I went into this church, and I was sitting there for a while waiting for the rain to stop. And a guy came down and sat next to me. I thought, oh, here we go. And he said, what are you doing? And I said, oh, just getting out of the rain. He goes, oh, and just started talking. And he said, so, if you could be anywhere now, where would you like to be? And I said, oh, up in Armidale. And he said, why is that? And I said, oh, I've got a girlfriend up there, and I miss her. And he said, well, what's stopping you? And I said, train fare, I got nowhere to live. And he said, well, how much is a train fare? And I don't know how much it was back then.
8 pence?
He was almost shillings and pence, yes. And he said, well, what if I told you if I could put you into a place and give you $50, and then you could hop on the train and go there. And I thought, and what's the catch?
Yeah.
And he said, no catch. I said, seriously, you're going to give me $50 right here, right now, trusting me to get on a train tomorrow and go to Armidale and then go and meet these friends of yours? And he said, yeah. So I thought, fine. I took the money, got on the train the next day, went up to Armidale, lived in a caravan on a property for a couple of weeks until I found somewhere else to live. And they were nice. They didn't ask, you know, for anything. I ended up, my way of paying it back was doing volunteer work in a place called Hobbit House, which was quite an extraordinary experience. Wow. It being a university town and teacher college town in the 70s, there were a lot of single mums. So in this little preschool called Hobbit House, gorgeous, a man was a rare thing, you know. So I go in there a couple of days a week and get mobbed by the kids. And
not by the mums.
No, because I had a girlfriend. And then we moved further out because a fellow called Phil Ferntree said, there's an old shearing quarters on a farm 26 miles out of town and you can have it for $10 a week. Wow. So there was me and Colette, Sharon and Vicky all moved into the thing.
So you had your farm with
I was on the farm with these three. And so all the farm hands called me the $6 million man.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was up there and then one day I got a telegram saying, new band, bring voice, Nia, which is Ian spelled backwards. That's our code. Yeah. And so I got on a train and went down to Sydney and...
Back to King's Cross?
Well, no, back to Rozelle in Balmain, and because that's where we used to... Because I knew Ian from school, Ian Cray. We were very good friends all through school, and we used to often rehearse in this church hall in Balmain, Rozelle, because it was free. Then one day, Ian was at a barbecue, and a fellow called Irish John, who used to be the lead singer for Ward 13, said, "Oh, Ian, meet Steve Cafiro." And Steve and Ian got talking, and Cafiro had been in the music game for quite a while. He used to play. He played with the Creatures, and he played. He managed Harsh. He did a lot of things. He was very industry. In a lot of ways, friends with Paul Dainty and stuff like that, and
a bit more mainstream.
Yeah, very mainstream. But the two of them hit it off, and so Ryland said to Cafiro, "I know these other two young fellas," and so they got together with Ian Cray, who then sort of sent me the telegram, and it was agreed that we'd have a rehearsal. So we met up in Steve Cafiro's basement in Glebe and just started playing, and it just went like that. Yeah. And 3 weeks later we did our first gig. Yeah. Which was weird.
As opposed to all the
Where was the first Sydney gig?
The Bondi Astra.
Right.
Yeah, and...
why was it weird, Steve?
Well, I think Ian and Steve wanted to play it low and not put anything, on the table too early.
Steve Lucas and Ian Ryland on stage.
Yeah, Steve, Ian Cray and myself, we were nobody. No one had ever heard of us. Anyway, we played at this place, and it was, half Maori and half sort of curious punks. But then it went well. We did 3 or 4 sets, and then the next gig we did was at the Paris Theatre with Cold Chisel and Rose Tattoo. And after that, we just didn't look back.
Steve Lucas.
Yeah, and thank you so much for joining us. Let's hear you a little bit live now.
Yeah, okay.
To the movies, costume touch. I don't wanna go to your venue, going there is out of touch. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go out with Sheila. I don't wanna go out with Brad. I don't wanna go to your party. Go to a party's a dragon. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go out. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go out. Going out is awful and it really is a waste. I'd rather stay at home with you. How's that credit for a taste?
Hola, guys.
All right.
Hola.
Yeah. looking
Where
good.
are you?
We're just catching some fish on some tropical island.
As you do.
And where's Social Cat?
He's getting some shade under the tree. He's just right there.
Excellent. We're going to be rocking harder than ever, Mark.
Looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2021, we've got great Aussie acts.
Yeah, and we're going to be shipping you and Social Cat back down to Melbourne.
Hurrah!
Hurrah! All right, rock on, sister.
Alex rocks.
Looking forward to an exciting 2021.
Yes, we are. And it's good night from him.
And it's good night from her.
Rock on.